Coming through with the strength in you. Dun 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 dun. Coming through with the strength in you. Yeah, you. Hey, coming through with the strength in you. What it do, boo? Coming through with the strength in you. You made it. Good job. Strength in you. Coming through. Strength in you. Coming through. Hey, boo.
Whoa. Yes, we are back, y'all. We are back. Are you just as excited as we are? Because I'm about to bring in the king on the scene on the team. But I just wanted to say, I'm excited. We back season 4. But let me get the king in on the team on the scene. Let's do it.
Yo. We are back with Strength in You. I'm so excited to be doing the show again. How the hell are you?
Man, first of all, I'm just happy that we here and we back. Welcome. You looking bright and vibrant. Something's going on with a change in your face. You glowing over there. Yes.
I
Tell us what's
shaved.
been up.
I shaved today. I even shaved the top of my head. It's all shaven. But ooh, I like the bald head look. Um, but I'm good. Been I don't know, after that experience we had over there at stroke camp, everything's been like getting used to like being back, you know. So I'm doing good. My mental health space is in a good place. Um, everything's good. I can't like complain about anything really, to be honest.
That's what's up. Well, you could complain, but it wouldn't do no good anyway, because don't
Yeah,
nobody give a damn.
right.
But but that's good to hear. I am good, just so y'all will know. Your girl been working. School is back in session. Therapy is, kicking my ass, but I'm making huge gains. I had the surgery just at the end of the last season, so I'm still recovering. But my walking has improved, my gait has changed, and I'm saying all that to say, if you're thinking about having a tendon transfer surgery, they are beneficial. So talk to your therapist and see if it's something that you possibly want to get into, because when I tell you my strides have gotten so much better and my squats have gotten better, my booty cheek has been lifting up, all kind of things have been working out thanks to this surgery. Yes.
That's what's up.
Yes, but we got a good show for y'all today. So we're gonna talk about a few things, but the main thing that this is about today is we are calling for action from the ADA, not only from the ADA, from people who also live with this situation, because we are our biggest advocates. Ain't nobody gonna advocate for us but us. So if you see something, you have to say something. If you notice businesses don't have accessibility for you, you have to complain about that and reach out to your alderman, your mayor, your city councilman, or whoever is kind of running the show. So we are putting in a call of action. But before we even get into it, we have segments we go through. I know y'all been missing learning new stuff. We got words and health stuff and history and just all kinds of goodness, because that's what we do. Bring that strength in you with energy and good education. So with all that being said, you know what time it is, right?
The word of the day, don't wait, educate. The word of the day, don't wait, educate.
I
I
almost
was,
forgot. I almost
I
forgot.
was
No,
all
but
like,
I
oh,
was supposed to be doing something.
yeah, we made it though. So we got an interesting word. I don't think I've ever actually seen this word, but let's see if we can get it together. It's
It's
chew.
true. It's true.
That's what I said. It's chew. So let's find out what this word means. And just so y'all know, okay, let me let me let you know, I'm working from a new computer. I done upgraded, y'all. I got me a MacBook Air. Ow. But that means I'm
Ow.
learning I'm learning how to work everything on this joint. So that means we about to find out together if I'm about to learn how to share my word of the day with you
Yeah.
guys like I've been doing. Nope. See, wait, that's a slide. I don't want to do a slide. Okay, share your screen. uh, this is the beauty of stuff that you don't really know. And this is me
Hmm.
showing y'all that sometimes in life you have to adapt to things and you just got to make it do what it do. Now it want me to touch passwords and do all this stuff to get it to work. I can't quit right now. So it's trying to make me quit and leave y'all and
We
all this.
probably should have done this beforehand just to make sure.
Listen, it happens this way. This just it let me do it. Wait, ow. Did it let you? It's supposed to show something. Okay. Okay.
There you go.
Okay, y'all. It's true. You see, that word is from today. I did not make that up. Okay, let's see.
How you pronounce it?
Chew. Eschew.
Eschew. Not eschew, but
Eschew.
eschew.
Eschew. I feel like the computer is sneezing.
The computer is eschew, and it says deliberately avoiding using, abstain from. Ooh, I got a perfect sentence for this before I even read the sentence. We will eschew from using the word disabled. Well, okay.
Can I take this off?
Okay. My son just came in from
Bro,
school.
that's so small on my screen. Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I don't know how to change that, but I will read the first sentence and give you a chance to blow your screen up for the second one. Okay, so eschew means, it's deliberately, okay? You stay away from it. You're abstaining from it. And here's our sentence. Since I found out I am lactose intolerant, I eschew dairy, but I had some ice cream on my birthday.
Okay. All right. Some religious faiths require to eschew certain foods or activities as part of their practice.
Okay. And then it says, I'm allergic to certain fragrances. So I have eschewed using any scented body products. Okay.
My mind is telling me no, or my mind is telling me to eschew from eating this, but I'm in love with corn nuts.
Your breath
really
be hot. Your breath be real hot. No, but no. As you got the corn nuts right in your face, good job.
It's calling me. It's calling me.
We love you too. My sentence, I already said it, but let me say it again so I can make it a little bit clearer for y'all. Okay. For all those who deal with different abilities, we will eschew from using disabled because nothing about you is it's just different. What's your sentence wisdom?
Oh, I said it already.
Oh, you sure did. Stroke brain.
I'll say it again if I can remember.
No, let it go. Just let it go. So, of course, with all that being said, guys, we would love for you to post your sentences in the comments. We want to hear what you eschew. Okay. And let me remind you to head over there to YouTube and subscribe to our channel, The Strength in You and Strokes of Humor, and to click the bell in the corner to get the notifications for when we go live. Take off. Now, though, let's get in tune. Okay. I miss a little motivation. So I was going to do another segment first, but I'm going to switch it up. And let's hit it with a little bit of, when you motivate, you elevate. It's motivation time. When you motivate, you elevate. It's motivation time.
I like doing that. I don't know why.
You're weird.
Motivation time. I don't have a quote. I actually don't have a quote. I'm a bit slacking on motivation time, but in slacking comes like the what we're talking about. In the essence today is change is gonna come, and you have to be able to adapt. You're not gonna always be ready to go. You're not always gonna be motivated. And I'm currently working through that. And I'm currently like at that point now where I'm not getting up ready to go the way I used to. So it takes a little bit to get me going. But I have to constantly remind myself that it's okay not to be 100% all the time. Like we're only human. We're gonna wake up days where we don't feel like it, or we don't feel like putting in the effort. but based on your character, that what defines you in the sense of getting up every day and doing what you have to do is not always going to be easy, but it is necessary. And I've noticed, like, when I'm not on my P's and Q's, my body is at a place now where it's going to tell me, hey, like, we need to work out more, we need to search more. So, not lying to yourself and taking a deep consideration, a deep look in the mirror, men in the mirror can understand this, really helps me move forward and really be honest with myself. So I don't have any real uplifting, motivational words this week. But what I am going to tell you is, when you're slacking a little bit, just don't lie to yourself. Like, look in the mirror and be honest with yourself, and things will work themselves out when you're honest with yourself. So just be honest with yourself.
Absolutely. But to add on that, to piggyback, because we ain't had a chance to do that yet. First
Hmm.
piggyback of the season. But to piggyback, he said something about you're not gonna always be 100, 100% ready to do stuff and exercise and all that kind of stuff. But you got to remember, every day your 100% is going to look different. So it's still 100%. It's just 100% of what it is that day that you have to give. So
Hmm.
don't, like, I guess, don't demean what level of 100% you have for that moment or that day, because every day is going to look different. Some days you might wake up with hella energy, just ready to go. And then other days, some you just ain't got it in, and you just need somebody to help get you there, or even some music, or just start. It's just a matter of starting sometimes. So just know that every
No,
day
that's
you'll
real. I didn't think about it that way. It's a good way to look at it.
that's absolutely facts. Know that every day your 100% will look different. So don't ever be too hard on yourself on what your 100 looks like that day, because every day is different. Whether we stroke survivors or whatever, people in general, we wake up with different energy levels every day. So every day, just accept that you're doing something, and that's that 100 for that day, and it's enough.
I like that. I like that.
It's true,
That's
brother.
a joy, a strength, and wisdom collaboration on motivation time. I love it.
Yes. So with that being said, we got a lot of 100s, right? So we're about to talk about a couple. Well, I'm gonna talk about 100. Wisdom, do you have a 100 you want to talk about today? And when I say that, I'm talking about history. I'm talking about people, because they are 100.
Hmm.
Now, yeah,
Nothing's
okay.
coming up to my head.
Okay, well, let's get in tune with this young history session. It ain't gonna be long, but it's gonna be something.
What's your history? Cause mine's a mystery. Let's uncover it and try to see.
Ow. So for history today, I had two, but I ain't gonna even do two. I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna talk about one queen today, and her name is Dame Eugenia Charles. Miss Dame was born May 15, 1919, and she died September 6, 2005. Y'all like, who the hell is Miss Dame? Well, let me tell you about this lady, who she is. Miss Dame was the first female attorney in Dominica and the only female prime minister. She served as head of state longer than any other prime minister of Dominica. She helped to found Dominica Freedom Party in the 1970s and led it for over 2 decades. She worked for U.S. President Ronald Reagan to orchestrate the 1983 United States invasion of Grenada, dedicated herself to the reconstruction of housing, roads, and other infrastructures destroyed by Hurricane David, and she was conservative in the most policies. Her inflexible views led her to be nicknamed the Iron Lady of the Caribbean, which means she about that life. She ain't play no game. She came taking heads.
Yeah, man. When you say iron lung, I was like, I ain't messing with it.
Look, she made me feel like it was me, but I ain't a lady of the Caribbean necessarily, but I'm an Iron Lady. And I'm about to come through for the ADA, and we are demanding change. But anyway, okay. Okay, the last little part, the last segment before we get into this whole situation, because it's real out here.
Let's raise awareness, you see. Why? Because prevention is key.
Facts. Okay. A. What you finna say something?
No, I was gonna say, I've been thinking about it more and more, and like like having suicidal thoughts is such a regularity nowadays that that number 122 is like so important. And I want to, like, anytime we have this platform with this time to kind of bring awareness, I want to bring awareness to that. So same old song and dance. If you feel like you need to talk to somebody, or you feel like you're not bringing it, or you're not enough, you are loved. There are people out there who want to help. So definitely, don't be, you're not by yourself. So definitely reach out, and don't do this alone. A lot of people out here who can help. So bringing suicide awareness is a big thing, and I want to keep repeating that.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna keep bringing up suicide awareness, stroke awareness, diabetic awareness, because it all is important. There's more awareness out here, but it's so much stuff that's already kind of being talked about and they're raising awareness about, but it's not enough of awareness about suicides and strokes and stuff like that. And I just want to say that when it comes to suicide, a lot of people deal with it because they have a thing called social anxiety. And let me just remind you that even through your social anxiety, everybody have a tribe. You have your people. They're gonna always be your people. So you have to just be honest with who you are and what you expect from people. And if they true to like wanting to be with you or being your friend or whatever, they'll respect your boundaries. Whether that means you at a restaurant and then it become too many people and you're like, I just gotta go, and you just choose to leave, they ain't gonna get mad at you about that. They ain't gonna take it personal. They gonna understand you. So I guess what I'm saying is, don't let your anxieties or your fears of telling people what you want or expect from them to stop you from going out there and being you, because what's meant for you gonna always be for you, and that's including people who accept you, and those that don't is the ones that's not meant for you. So just be honest in who you are. And when you are down and out and you feeling it, as Wisdom said, always reach out, because there's always somebody listening, and there's support in some of the strangest places sometimes, which is why we have support groups every week for you to join and be a part of. So um, feel free to do that, and also seek therapy outside of your home, outside of social media, outside of people you know, because sometimes it's the outside looking in that can help you see things differently and help you grow on a whole different level. So the number is, what is it,
One,
star
two, two.
988,
Oh, I didn't know that one.
the suicide number.
I thought it was 122. I'm giving out false information. Hold on. Woo.
Okay, we're gonna look it up and retell y'all. But while Wisdom looks that up, we're gonna also talk about this acronym Be Faster, guys, because it is so important. Strokes are hitting people younger and younger. Oh my God, they are every freaking well. And if you know the signs of it, you can possibly prevent it. There was just a thing where a student saved a teacher from dying because he knew the signs of stroke and was able to recognize it and call 911 in time. So B is for balance. If you notice somebody that just suddenly lose their balance, or E, the eyes, they can't focus on you. F is for face. The face gets droopy. And remember, guys, this is not always the case. This is just the most known, but every stroke is different. So don't think that you will always see the signs. But with awareness, you can kind of have some kind of, no or whatever. But anyway, A. So yeah, A is for arm. They can't really keep their arm up. It's just flaccid. It's all over the place. Where else am I? S, speech. Slurred speech. Can't get their words out, is also known as a form of aphasia. And I found out. Look, let me not even. Okay, I was about to talk about aphasia, but okay. So speech. Then that leads you to the T, which is time. Time for what? The E, emergency room.
R.
So be faster. Balance eyes, face, arms, speech. Time for the emergency room. Keep that acronym in mind. And the only reason I was about to talk about aphasia because I found out recently that aphasia don't just happen to stroke survivors. I met somebody recently who had aphasia who never had a stroke. Don't really know more about it
Really?
yet. Yeah, and it was so interesting to me. So I was like, maybe we really need to start talking about this thing because you can be a stroke survivor with aphasia. You can have a head injury and get aphasia from that. Some else I found out brain tumors cause aphasia. So I would just say make sure you're going to the doctor regularly, guys, at least once a year to check on
Mhm.
yourself, check on your health, make sure you're good because ain't none of us getting younger. We're all getting older and ain't nothing promised to us but death, real life. So none of us really wanted that, but it is what it is. So to
Yeah.
prolong that, you want to do what you got to do for your body. Eat right, drink more water, take your medicine. I cannot express that enough. Take your medicine. I know sometimes you feel like a guinea pig, but medicine is trial and error. And doctors are people and they have to figure out what works for your body. Everybody is different. So please keep that in mind and take your freaking medicine. Now,
Correction. There was no star. It is 988 though. I don't know
thank
where
you.
I was coming from 122, but it's 988. You can text that number. You can call that number. You don't have to put a star. Just 988.
So I'm going to reiterate that one more time, guys. If you ever feeling like you just ready to end it all, don't do it. Press 988 and talk to somebody who can help you through whatever you're going through. And always remember that somebody is going through something. Matter of fact, repeat that. All of us are going through something. It just looks different on different levels. So don't be ashamed of what it is that you're going through. Embrace what you're going through because it's a strengthening tool that's being used to make you into the person you're meant to be. So, okay, let's get in tune, guys, because this this in particular subject is not only important to stroke survivors, it's important to anybody with a different ability. We are trying to, number one, get away from the term disabled or disability because this means what? Negative. That means there's something wrong with your ability, and there is nothing wrong with your ability. It just looks different. So we are getting into the patterns of saying different abilities. And right now we are calling out the ADA, business owners, stroke survivors to advocate for themselves, and people with different abilities to advocate for themselves to say, we need accessibility. We need to be in the building. A lot of mental health is out here tough right now. The crisis is growing rampant and so fast. And my thoughts, I could be wrong, and I'm going to get wisdom's input, but my thoughts are mental health is rising because there are a lot of people out here with different abilities. And with having different abilities, sometimes you have inclusiveness. I mean, exclusiveness. They don't include us in stuff. That's why it's exclusive to just them. We trying to be included. And if you feeling like you don't have value to the world that you live in, of course, it's going to add to you feeling useless or worthless or less than. And none of us are less than. You know what I'm saying? We're just different. What do you think, Wisdom? What do you think add to the mental health crisis we got going on?
I think just there's a lot of like stimulation. um I think with the overstimulation, it's caused a lot of anxiety to be, excuse me, to be more prevalent in the generation that we live in. I know growing up, it wasn't such a topic of conversation, but we also didn't have social media or the technology we have now. There's a lot going on. You can stimulate yourself in so many ways. and with the good comes the bad. So there's a high spike in anxiety, and when you're dealing with uh, a new ability, as you said, um, you have to you have to give yourself some grace and some time to get adjusted. I know in the beginning I didn't really want to go out at all, because I felt like I was a burden on whoever, even a perfect stranger. So
Yeah.
I avoided going out in the beginning a lot because I wasn't confident in me being able to get in and out of locations. I know a lot of stores say they're compliant, but they're really not. Um, so it's a hassle. But when time doesn't stop for anybody. Um,
Yeah. You said
so
something though.
it was a thing where I had to kind of allow myself to kind of get with it because time was just gonna move on.
Yeah, but you said you think it's due to the overstimulation, and this wasn't something that was a thing of topic back in our day.
Hmm.
And that's true, but not true. It was true that it wasn't talked about, but I think that it existed more, and that's why now is even more prevalent because people who had mental situations passed it down to their children because people don't understand that it what goes on up here passes down in a fetus. So if a woman is experiencing all this trauma or all of this anxiety or fear or whatever mental thing she got going on is going to pass on to the kids. And if you live in a household like most of us did back in the 80s where your parents told you to shut the hell up or stop crying or just basically to bury all your feelings,
Hmm.
that didn't really help us with our mental health, and it also didn't stop our mental health. It just kind of trickled down into the next generation, which is why I feel like the numbers have increased so drastically because not only do you have all these people with different abilities, but you have people who still haven't learned how to be angry or how to be sad or how to just express themselves. They
Hmm.
only, know how to lash out or take it all in, which makes them want to commit suicide because there is no outlet to get none of these things out. It's just there. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I can see it that way, and but again, a lot of it is like I think we don't have a healthy outlet. A lot of people, I'm speaking for myself here. Um, like there was such the way I grew up, it wasn't talked about, so it's such a new topic or new discovery for me. Moving forward, when I think about my mental health, and I had days where, I really, I'm like, I give it a more of a thought now than I ever did before because it's so prevalent now. Um, but yeah, I can see the you not like our generation growing up. It wasn't talked about, so it wasn't like a normal thing to have in the grandiose at the dinner table. We didn't talk about that. We would just learn to just bury it, and then it comes out in healthy ways. Unfortunately.
yeah, yeah, that's very true. And that, but like I said, this is part of the reason why we are calling for action because I feel like if people with different abilities are starting to be able to go into buildings and feel accepted and feel appreciated and feel valued, and their worth will change, which will change their self-esteem, which will change that need to be dependent upon, and they'll become more independent because now they realize, well, I don't need nobody to help hold the door for me to let me get in, or I don't need nobody to help me twist the salt and pepper shaker, or um anything that makes it a little bit easier for people with different abilities to be able to be included. We out here and we all screaming inclusiveness and acceptance and one for all and all this crap, but we only screamed it about certain things that really ain't relevant to our lives. Like, for instance, race and sex. We're so quick to talk about black and white, or straight and gay, or trans and poly, or whatever. All that to me is irrelevant to our nature as people. But talking about abilities, that is more universal, because we all have different abilities. None of us walk the same walk. Whether you have what's called normal walk, none of us walk the same. Even twins don't walk identical, don't look identical. So that means all of us have our special differences, which makes us our own special superhero. And we live in a world where we're just not included. And I'm like, no, we're about to start speaking up and calling out and saying, no, we matter. We need what we need. And if you want to bring these numbers now with mental health, it's as simple as adding a button to every establishment that have a blue sticker in their window and say that they are accessible for the handicapable. Like, if you're claiming to be accessible for the handicapable, I don't understand why we are not making sure that they are just that. But again,
I think a lot of it is like money, unfortunately.
to me, that's a
It's all
problem though, because that's the
yeah.
first thing I
No, I
heard.
agree.
I heard that when I was talking to somebody, I think it was my sister-in-law, and she was like, yeah, those things cost a lot of money. And I was like, that sounds personal to me. That's a personal problem, because when you decide to open a business, these are things you got to factor in. And as much as the government be throwing away grant money, there is money out here. You just got to be willing to go and get it, but you got to care enough about your customers to want to do that. Or even those automatic doors. And don't get me wrong, I get why it's not done, because there are so many ignorant ass people out here who will take advantage of it, who may go in there and they may be in a wheelchair. But I've seen a lot of people in wheelchairs out here being drunks, be completely honest. I've seen a lot of drunks in wheelchairs. And maybe those are the people who make it hard for us. But that
Yeah.
still doesn't change that there are people out there like us who need what we need. And that's why there are jobs like security. So if that's really the case, then again, hire security for your store. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, we live in a world where everybody won't be nice, or everybody won't follow the rules. But that shouldn't take away from those who do follow the rules. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. I agree. And it just boils down to like being a loud enough voice and having, because you can't be by yourself when you do something like this, because your voice is only gonna go so far. So we definitely, I think at the very least, to kind of start that movement, is get an online petition where you can easily garner a bigger voice and be like, hey, it's easier when you have 10,000 people behind you. Say, hey, everybody sign this. We're all on the same page. It's a easier way to kind of get everybody on board, because me and you screaming at the top of the rooftops, nothing's gonna get done. So we definitely have to come together as a community and make it happen.
Definitely. We definitely got to come together as a community. But I will say it takes one voice. So if it starts with my voice, I'm okay with that, because I'm not scared. So let it be so. And that was actually a great idea, Wisdom. So maybe we're going to start a petition next. I'll figure that out too. But y'all know my plate is full, so we'll figure that out. But
Hmm.
um this is really a call out for everybody. This ain't even just for people with different abilities, because even people with normal abilities recognize that there's not accessibility everywhere. And if you care, or if you've been one of those people who had to go with somebody just to help them, then you know exactly what it feels like. So we need your voice to be just as loud as ours, and help us to make this thing a real thing, because like I said, change ain't gonna happen overnight, and it ain't gonna start if we don't start somewhere. So this is the start somewhere, saying call for action, help us out. in your town, in your community, call their ass out. Like, they not gonna do nothing for us if we don't say nothing. It's just like anything else in this world. No movement gets no growth, right? So we just gotta move. We have to start somewhere. Don't know where, but I know I'm starting with me. As Michael Jackson said, start with the man in the mirror. So that's where my change coming from. And I'm calling on you to help me change this. Look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what can I do to help this cause? Because there's a lot you can do. You can share, you can raise awareness. When you go to the store and there's no button, you can call them out like, hey, what my button? Because I know I literally just did that at Family Dollar the other day. Like, I'm gonna need you to put a button up in here. And he was like, what you mean? And I was like, and I put up my arms like, what you mean? What I mean? And he's like, yeah, I get it. But do you get it? Because you're not really the one who's living with it. And unfortunately, I didn't get it either until I was one of the people living with it.
Yeah.
So that's why I said some things are blessings in disguise, because you never know what's really meant for you until you just keep going. And had I gave up on myself with this whole thing, I wouldn't be trying to get into buildings to go to stores and do all these other things, and this wouldn't be a thing. I don't know
Yeah.
how many other people is fighting for it, but again, we got to help each other fight for the things we want. It ain't gonna come just because it sound good. We just got to make it
Now,
happen.
you brought up a good topic. I didn't really sympathize. Like, I had empathy for people with disabilities, but I didn't know what it was like until, unfortunately, I ended up in the position I am now. So, um, I think you're right. And piggybacking off what you said, there seems to be a theme in today's episode is looking in the mirror and being honest with yourself and starting with you, and then you can turn to two, and two can turn to three. But you like my mom said, closed mouths don't get fed. So if no one speaks up, we're never gonna get anywhere.
Facts. And that's the biggest fact that there is. Like, it's just like in school, right? Teacher on the board explaining all this stuff, then they give you the work, and then they're like, do this. And you still confused because you ain't asked no questions. So now you got this work sitting in front of you and you just looking at it and you don't know what the hell to do with it. But you got to ask, you got to say something. She ain't gonna know you need no help if you don't say nothing. So they not gonna know this matters to us unless we say something, no matter what part of the world you in. If you're noticing that it's really not inclusive like people say, because inclusive don't mean just people who got both their legs or both their arms or who can talk good or who can see good. That's not what inclusive means. Inclusive means no matter your color, creed, gender, your ability, no matter what, you are human and you matter. And if that's what we're supposed to be changing this world to, then let's make it so by calling people out. I'm gonna talk until I'm blue in the face because I feel like that's the only way change gonna happen. Martin Luther King didn't get much to happen. He never get nobody to walk around here and be peaceful. But we got some change, right? We got little
Mhm.
avenues where people come together and actually work together, and black and white folks got interracial relationships and all kind of stuff going on, all because of little bitty changes that went a long way. So we have to do little bitty changes that will take us a long way. And it starts with you just acknowledging what you need. Because we all have a different need, even as people of different abilities. We have a different need. My stroke looks different than Junior stroke. So maybe he need different doors than I need. But again, they won't know if we don't say. We have to speak up, guys. We have to speak up. I don't know how else to
Yeah.
tell you that this is something that's extremely important and it will not change if you don't say so. I know there's a lot of people who still deal with stuff like aphasia, so they don't really talk as much. But you can make a sign and you can post it or put it as your wall, or I don't know, when you're talking to people, just any way that you can get a word out will take you a long way, because that's what it's
Yeah,
all about.
I'm gonna look into like how to start a petition. I think it'll be a lot easier to kind of get people on board if we sign the petition. So I gotta like figure that out. But that's something I know I can do. And that's a way for me to, because to me you are like different when it comes to like you're more of a spokesperson. I like to work behind the scenes. I don't mind being in front of the camera, obviously, but I feel more comfortable doing things behind the scenes. So I gotta look into uh how to make a petition and how to make it user friendly for everybody involved, so it's not a hassle. Because I know people want to support, but when it becomes an inconvenience, they're
Right.
not gonna want out.
Yeah, especially for survivors, to be honest, because most people with brain injury already have a hard time just trying to figure out
Mhm.
life in general. So if
Yeah,
you try to add some extra on there, it's a little hard. But know that we would definitely figure it out, guys. And like I said, all it just takes is to start where you at, wherever you are, and whatever you can do. Like, it's small things that'll take us a long way. And I'm just excited because I know for facts that this is gonna bring something. It may not get buttons everywhere just overnight. I'm not expecting that. But I'm expecting them to start to see us. And when they start to see us, then that's when it's going to change what it means to be a stroke survivor. They're going to start to see that strength through recovery over needing emotions, because they're going to see that we getting out there and we doing things. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, I'm excited for where we finna go with this. I'm just like, I'm excited. I'm ready. And my
yeah,
mouth is big for a reason.
yeah. No, I agree. I agree, and I think we're in a position we can make some noise and let people know because it's a problem. You know, when I go to the dollar store, for instance, and I have to like back in and back out, and have to worry about pulling open the door, and then how am I gonna get out of here? Like it's just like I
It's
love those
frustrating.
places that have either the button or yo, if you don't want to deal with the button, look into the doors that automatically open. That's another option. So it's just more inviting for me. When I don't have to worry about those things, when I don't have to worry about pulling open the door or holding a door. And
Yeah,
I've
I
done
know.
that even with my effects. I did that at Shokin. Remember, I held the I don't know if you go there, but I held the
I
door open for a whole bunch of people, and they were like, "Yo, you shouldn't be doing this." I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, I do it all the time. But
yeah,
what really did it for me, like I said, was working as an adult caregiver. Now, better enough, I got one good hand. So somebody gonna try to tell me I'm not supposed to be an adult caregiver because I got one good hand? I don't think so. I don't live that way, right? I'm handicapable. So of course I applied for this job, but I got it. Well, with doing this, that means I have to care for other people, which means I gotta do stuff that, everybody else do. Well, when I get to this place with the lady and she couldn't walk good and she was out of breath and all this kind of stuff, and I'm holding the door for her, I realized, like, well, hell, I'm holding the door for her and I'm broke over myself. The door heavy, the wind blowing, so I'm trying to hold this door and she over here, and I was just like, "What? This an eyeglass place. Everybody go to an eyeglass place. I don't give a damn if you need sunglasses or what. Majority of us is in an eyeglass place, and you trying to tell me that there couldn't be a button for us? That was so puzzling to me. It was like, there's a doctor in here, and you didn't think about the handy capable enough to say we need a button. And to me, that's a problem. that y'all forget because you're so busy thinking about the disabled that you forget that there are handicapables with different abilities out here who want to do stuff, who want to go to a bar or who want to take themselves to the eyeglass place or to do whatever it is that they want to do without having to bother somebody else because that is part of the reason people feel like burdens, because every time they want to do something, they have to call on mom, dad, sister, brother, cousin, caregiver, whoever. They have to call on somebody to help them with something as simple as a door when there should have been a button because you said it was inclusive. You got a sticker in your window that says, I'm accessible to you.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not a fact. So now we're saying, stand on your facts, make it so, because this is unfair, not only to the person who's living it, but to the person who has to go and be with that person just because you didn't feel like you had the money or you didn't want to apply for the grant or you didn't want to take out the loan or whatever it was that you needed to do to get the button in. We don't give a damn. We want the button. So we're saying whatever it is you got to do, make that button happen. And we're also saying however it is that you speak, make it known that you need that button. Speak up, speak out, advocate for yourself. They will not do this for us. We are our biggest advocators. We have to make it happen.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a break from my preaching.
No,
And
I was just like I stopped going to a location near my house because they say that they're ADA compliant, but there's no button, there's nothing. Like it's very narrow to walk around, and I just have anxiety. I don't want to be that guy who knocks over things, so I don't go. I don't
yeah,
go.
and that adds to your self-esteem issues. I'm not saying
Mhm.
you have them, but I'm saying in general, that will add to anybody's self-esteem issue. If they feeling confident and they get to the store and they like, yeah, I got this. And then they get there and it's like, well, damn, how am I supposed to get in here? And then somebody's nice enough, they come up and they see you trying to get in and you get in. Then you get in the store and the aisles are hella narrow. And you like, I walk like a penguin. So I'm bumping against everything
Mhm.
that's in the store. And then I have drop foot. So now my foot is dragging on everything that you got down here because you didn't think about people with a cane or with a walker or with what's the electric scooters and all the little
Oh yeah,
things
yeah,
that we
yeah.
use because they are nothing but tools, just like your shoes. Your shoes are tools for your feet to keep your feet safe. Your socks are tools for your feet to keep them warm, right? Well, we use tools too. They're called canes, they're called walkers, they're called splints, they're called all kinds of stuff that we use. So we shouldn't be limited because you didn't think about the things we use when you was thinking, I want a business. Well, when you thought you wanted a business, you should have thought about all of us because now we calling your ass out. And now we are demanding that you take us in consideration and make things happen. So this is why I'm excited because I fight about a lot of stuff. And this is going to be a good fight because it's for the right reasons. Because we matter. And I'm tired of us, our community, not feeling like we matter. So many
Mhm.
of us feeling like we are not important or we're less than, because bad enough our bodies kind of turned on us and now we have these limitations, but now the world is kind of turning on us too and we're saying no, 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 no. We're demanding and we calling y'all out. But on a different note, I'll be back to this topic in a few seconds, but I wanted to remind you and tell you, not even remind you, I want to tell you it's going to be a random moment where wisdom is probably just going to like leave the
Oh
building.
yeah.
I want to let y'all know that right after this show, we have our next show where we're going to make you laugh. See, right here, we brought on the seriousness. We put on a game face. But then we're gonna come back with we're gonna come back with the good energy and the fun. So we want you to catch our Strokes of Humor show either on YouTube, Comedic Killing, or Strengthen You page. So if you're already on Strengthen You, just stay right there, boo, because we'll be right back. Don't even go nowhere. But I wanted you
Yeah.
to know when he fall back, don't think that he tired of you. He still loves you. he, he just
It
got
can see how it'll be like, yeah, he's tired of us. Bye. Now I have to sign out, do the whole logistical thing. So
yeah.
I'm
So
not
I
I'm
wanted to
not
let y'all know.
necessarily saying I'm done with the conversation. I just got other things to do.
Right. So I just wanted to let y'all know. But we got a good 10 minutes. But I want you to put your comments up there. How do you feel about this ADA situation, about not having a button when you go places, the importance of a button in every place? Like just in general, how do you feel? And do you feel that it'll change how you move in general as far as being dependent versus being independent? Would that button change your life? Because for me, it's a game changer. I know that for me.
Yeah, it'll make a lot more businesses accessible, and like businesses that I wouldn't normally go to, I would start going to if I could easily accessibly get in there.
Right.
And they made it more accommodating to every man, not just regular man, if I could say that.
There is no regular. But I
Well,
know
you
what you're
you know
saying,
what I
the
said.
average. I know what you're saying, the average
Yeah,
person. But we no, y'all been talking about this inclusiveness. And like we said, we are calling y'all out because we want to be included. And then not no we want to be, we are gonna be included no matter what. So you might as well make your life easy and get you a little ADA button and comply with the blue sticker in the window, because we are over it and we about to call you out, and ADA about to get all these letters and petitions and all kinds of stuff, because again, I'm not gonna fall back on this. This will not go away. So look at yourself in the mirror right now today and determine what it is that you need to make your life a little bit easier, because life is already hard in general. So look at yourself and determine what you need. And if that button is something that you need, advocate for that button. And whatever else that you need, advocate for yourself, even with your doctors. Like, I know that's another topic, but even with your doctor, again, remember, they are just people. So if they're giving you something and you don't feel right about it, or it don't make your body feel good, speak up on it. Don't just accept what is and think that, well, they're the doctor, they're the ones who know best. That's not the case. Listen to your body. Sometimes your body is telling you stuff. Just like that door is too heavy. Your body told you it's too heavy. So get you a button. Um,
yeah. Kind of side project, but like when I open the door and the way it comes like coming back and the gravity comes back, I'm like, I don't want to be that guy who like gets pushed around by a door. You know what I
right.
mean?
And real talk, with the balance being jacked up, you kind of do get pushed around by a door sometimes. Because I know I
Yeah,
do. I'll be like, did I look at the door and I'd be like, you disrespectful motherfucker. And I get the
for real. I'm like, I don't have a problem with you, door. Why are you picking on me?
right. Yes. So, but yeah, I mean, I
And I
know
would
how.
say in the comments, hold on real quick. In the comments, not only like Strake said, how do you feel about it? But like, what's the one way that we're not thinking about? What's the one way you can help that we haven't mentioned on the show? I would love to hear those contributions because brains are better than one. So definitely leave those in the comments as well.
I'm like, absolutely. But yeah, leave that in the comments about how do you feel about it, and also give us some ideas, because we are definitely open to ideas, because don't none of us know better than nobody, and we can all learn from each other, and you may know something that we don't know. So definitely put those in the comments and let us know what you can possibly do to help us out, or yeah, just what you can do to help us out. But well, all that being said, we're not only advocating for these businesses to step their game up and get these buttons put in and stuff like that. We're also advocating for stroke camp. So, with these last few minutes, I'm going to talk about stroke camp. I forgot to make the little video I was trying to make, but I'll put it up next week. But I wanted to put up a video and kind of show y'all what stroke camp was and how it is and all that kind of stuff. But we're advocating for stroke camp just because it's a reminder to not only stroke survivors but to caregivers about what you are capable of doing, and there's no limitations and the resources that it provides to you, and the people that you network with that are like-minded. You want to be around like-minded people that want to be on the same things you want to help get you to the next level. But not stroke survivors, stroke camp just reminds you know stroke survivors of their abilities, because when you have a stroke, your part of your brain dies, and I'm sure you recognize that. Not only do you see people with their arm all tightened up and speech slurred and all that kind of stuff, but it does something to your self-esteem. So what stroke camp is a rebooster. It is a what's the word I'm thinking about when you're reminded of something? It's a reboost and you get it back. I can't think about it.
Uh, why is that word avoiding me?
Yeah, if you know it, put it in the comments. But
Yeah.
but no, it's just a
Well,
reminder. It
anyway, on that
rejuvenates.
note, I'm gonna be out, guys. I'm gonna get the other show ready.
Do
I'll
your
see you guys
thing.
next week.
It rejuvenates you. It reminds you of your greatness. It reminds you of you are not what happened to you, and that you can get through any storm that you're going through. But I'm still doing fundraiser for this thing. We are finna start doing more candy selling. About to start selling clothes. I'm about to start doing all kind of stuff to do whatever I can to try to raise more money for stroke camp, because this past year I was able to send me and Wisdom to stroke camp. Maybe next year we can send 5 people to stroke camp, because again, people need to be reminded that they are not what happened to them, and there's still good energy and fun that's meant for you to do, because stuff like rock climbing and horseback riding and riding in go-karts and swimming and all these things that we thought we could no longer do, we actually are able to do with places like stroke camp, who have volunteers and therapists there to help make sure you're safe and you're secure, and your caregiver gets to get a break for the weekend, and people wait on you hand and foot. And like I said, you just meet new friends, and you're just reminded of your greatness, and you're reminded that you are not what happened to you, and you find that strength through recovery over needing emotions. You don't have time to sit there, woe is me. What has happened? Well, why not you? Ask yourself, why not you? Who can do it like you? Don't nobody have the strength to get through the things you've been going through the way you going through it. So all you need to do is keep your feet planted firm like the tree you are, and just keep allowing yourself to grow, because great things are coming from this. It don't seem like it now, but it's a beautiful tragedy sometimes. And remember, it's all about your perception of things that happen to you. If you perceive it all as bad, that's what it's all going to be. But if you're willing to look at what's happening to you and ask yourself, what can I get from this? Then you embrace the lesson, and you get the strength that was meant to feed you in the first place. And you find that strength that really does live inside you, and you realize there is absolutely nothing in this world that I can't get through with strength in you. And it's real talk. So, with all this being said, I want you to keep going out there with that strength in you, pushing through, knowing that there's nothing in this world that you can't get through. You have to be willing to take the good with the bad. Without the bad, you won't recognize good, and without the good, you won't recognize bad. So don't be afraid or don't be mad when you go through stuff. Take it as a stepping stone for strength, because you'll never really know how strong you are until you're going through something that you didn't know you can get through. And love yourself. I know I tell you all the time how much I love you, but I can't love you more than you love you. So I want you to look at yourself every day in that mirror and know that you're awesome. You're great. You're loved. You're appreciated. And you're needed. You're valued. I want you to get out there, advocate for yourself. We need these buttons, guys. Let's get these buttons. Team Strengthen You about to get these petitions and these buttons. But I want you to tune in. Strokes of Humor is coming on in the next few seconds. And I love you. Be great. Until next week, my love. Yes. I tried to do it.